Hello.
Okay, my name is Crithia, and today I'm gonna host this webinar with Marta. Give us a couple of minutes so some more people could join us. In the meantime, if you want to write in the chat where are you based, so we can take in what country you are at this moment. There's many of you joining us.
Yeah.
Okay, Germany, beautiful. Sweden. Paris. Wow. Italy, France. Give us a couple more minutes. Beautiful. So at the meantime, I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Crithia. I'm based in Spain and I belong to the Go Study team. And today we're so lucky that we have Marta Uceda with us. Marta, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. Hi, Crisia, and everybody joining us. A huge thank you to all the Go Study Australia team that has put together this beautiful event, and for all the students joining us. Thank you for your time today. It's a privilege, it's an honor to be able to present Griffith University and to talk about Australia. So I'm currently the regional marketing manager for Griffith. So I work in the LATAM region, but I'm always happy to extend that to all our international students.
Beautiful. Thank you, Marta. So today we're going to try to have a really complete and interactive session. So the idea is to explain you how we work here in Go Study, how we can support you in your desire and in your adventure to Australia. And also Marta is going to explain us what can you study in Griffith University, all the opportunities, scholarships, and everything related to your study journey. So I'm going to start with a brief presentation just to let you know that today we're really lucky and we have some other team members in the chat. So Davide from Italy, Elvire from France, Paola from Spain are going to be there answering your questions. If you have a really personal inquiries, maybe they will redirect you to our form. So it's better that one of our advisors listen to you and check your personal situation. But if you have more general inquiries at the end of the session, we will spend 10-15 minutes answering the most interesting questions. Hopefully we have time for everything. So just to let you know, let me move it here. Perfect. So in Western Australia, we have more than 18 years of experience. So we've been helping people from all over the world to travel to Australia. And our main goal is to make your journey smooth and easy. But the idea is to help you always, not only before traveling to Australia, but also during your stay and after that. I'm pretty sure that if you decide to study in Griffith University, Marta's team also support you in many different ways, but it's also to have different choices and opportunities. So before traveling to Australia, I remember when I was planning my trip and my adventure, and maybe Marta, you could share the same feeling. But sometimes you know that, okay, I want to study in Australia, but you don't really know Australia. There's many different cities where you can study options. We're a little bit lost. So that's our mission, to explain you all the different options, to learn more about you, listen to you. I think this is the most important thing. Listen your needs, and after that, guide you and find the best study and opportunities to you.
I completely agree, Crisia, and I think it's a great time to mention that one of the reasons we work with Go Study Australia and agents around the world, very selected few agents, is to give our students a full experience. We want to make sure that they have all the information they need before they apply. Once they apply, they come to campus, they're at Griffith University, they're in Australia. It's a journey, it's a very complex process. So for us, it's very important that they have a true companion, experts of professionals that are there to help them through their journey. So this is the reason why we do activities like this, and we promote agents like Go Study Australia for our students so that they have all the services that they need to make their trip all the way down under.
Yeah, for sure. And also, we will find the best course for you because it depends on your English level, your background, your goals for sure. So we will find the best course, and also we will guide you with your visa and paperwork. So I remember that I was really scared about the visa application process. It's not that difficult, but it's a really important step. So we will make sure that all the documents are gonna be prepared, translated, and the visa application will be perfect. And also, once the visa is approved, that is the best news ever. When you're preparing your trip, we will help you with other things, like, for example, booking your accommodation. You're gonna travel to the other part of the world, and we really want you to enjoy the first hours. Don't be worried about where I'm gonna stay. I need to find a hostel. We can help you with this as well. So as soon as you arrive, you can enjoy the city and discover that amazing place. And for sure, help you with other things like opening your bank account, give you a free SIM before you travel to Australia. And for me, the most important thing is to open our community to you. When you travel to another country at the beginning, you could feel lonely, or you can be scared about meeting new people. So having that opportunity to join our events or the university events, meeting people that speak for sure English, and you could communicate with them, but also your own language. That sometimes it's important to have this as well. So you will belong to a community that I feel this is one of the most important things once you arrive in Australia. And we are really proud to say that we have 4 offices open in Australia. So as soon as you arrive, you are not going to have only online support. You will have someone there. So you can jump into our offices, and there will be someone that speaks your own language helping you. Because at the beginning, all this paperwork, you're nervous. You really need to understand what you need to do. So don't worry. Maybe your English level is not that high at the beginning. So we will be there helping you with the first steps, with everything you need to find a job at the beginning. As I said, with a community, you could join our events. We prepare surf trips, so you could fulfill the dream of learning how to surf in Australia. We will provide you with different discounts and opportunities. And for sure, if at the end you decide to leave Australia, but I will say that many of you will extend your stay in Australia, and this is something that happened to most of us. But if you decide that is the moment to go back home, we will be there as well, supporting you with all the paperwork and stuff that you need to do. And for sure, if you are happy with our services, you would like to recommend us to your friends, and you want them to live the same experience as you can become an ambassador. Referring us to your friends or community will help us to increase our community, and you could also earn some extra money there. And here you can see an Australian map with the main destinations where you can study. and the ones where we have our offices that are Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, and Perth. So, Marta, after this brief presentation, would you like to start speaking about Griffith University and all the opportunities that you provide to international students?
Yes, of course. Happy to. Thank you, Crisia, for that great overall and for sharing a little bit about the amazing experience you're giving our students. I think that word community you mentioned is something really important. One of the things that we really need to be very active about is being able to transition to another country. And one of the key things to being successful in Australia is to build a community around you. And Go Study has this as a part of what they're doing. And I think that's also very important. So in the meantime, let me share my screen. I have a presentation that we have together for everyone so that I can talk specifically about Griffith University. But of course, I think the first intention as a professional in international education and having the opportunity to be able to do this for a long time, I think it's more than 8-9 years for me to be able to promote international education. One of the main things about this experience is how rich it is, not only in terms of opportunities, but also in terms of life experience. It's very amazing to remember all the stories and all the people that throughout the year I've been fortunate enough to assist in a process of moving to another country and seeing how successful and how much their lives have changed is, I think, the main goal for me as a professional. And then, of course, the last 3 years of my professional experience, I have had the amazing opportunity and honor and adventure of talking about Australia. And it is just amazing how much Australia has to offer. And then, of course, specifically promoting Griffith University, which is a young university. We only have 50 years of existing. We're celebrating 50 years this 2025. But in those 50 years, we managed to accomplish some amazing things. So we're in the top 2% of universities worldwide. And I want you to think that there's around more than 3,000 universities that are ranked for the best universities. And to be in the top 2% is really quite an accomplishment. Not only that, but we also have some important things that we have accomplished in regards to our student overall satisfaction and well-being. So our students, when they've been asked or interviewed about their experience at Griffith, 96% of them are completely happy with their experience. So I think it's a huge thing, right? And then for sports, this is a fun fact. Griffith University ranks second in the world for our Griffith elite sport activity. On the last Olympics in Paris, Griffith University had around 23 medals. 10 of those from our students and alumni, 10 of those were gold. So we could have placed as a country in the top medal awards. So I think it's important to mention because it's also speaking about the experience and how much we also support our students. Okay, so another thing we're really proud about is this year we managed to get the first place in Queensland, second in Australia, and fourth globally for our impact rankings. Now, you may think that this is kind of very ephemeral or very intangible rank, right? But when I talk about this, I really like to mention that it speaks about our values. We're committed to creating a better world. We truly are. And this is something that you will experience in our classrooms, that you're going to experience in our community, that you're going to experience through our professors, the way we do research, the way we handle everything about Griffith University. And we're the fourth university in the world making a difference in things that are so important and relevant today as climate action, life on water, life on earth, on land, equal opportunity for everyone, gender equality. We do really well on those measurements globally, and this is something important to mention. Of course, Krita mentioned and showed us this very beautiful map of Australia. And Australia is such a big country, continent, island. But today we're going to focus on Queensland. That's where Griffith University is located. And just with the name, I love the name. I think it's also very cool to be representing a state that has this cool name. But not only that, but we're talking about representing Queensland as a state of education, leading education and innovation, great employability. Lifestyle is, for me, and I'm a little bit biased in this, the best so far for Australia, and a very welcoming community. So Queensland is known for having 300 days of sunshine per year. I have this theory that people that live in warm climates that receive so much sunshine every year have a different personality. And I think this is key because the experience as well in the people in the community and the lifestyle is also around having this beautiful weather all year round. Brisbane is the third largest city in Australia. Gold Coast is a smaller regional city, but with a lot of potential, and it's actually one of the leading destinations for tourism in Australia and in the world. It's also very well connected. So in Brisbane, in Gold Coast, in Brisbane specifically, you can travel very multiple ways. One of my favorites is the city cats or the kitty cats that you can literally take a boat and you're traveling all around the Brisbane River, and it's just a beautiful experience. But also, if you're looking to, let's say, study in Brisbane, but you also want to experience the Gold Coast, it's only an hour away. So you can literally travel every weekend to the Gold Coast, and transportation in Queensland is one of the most affordable in Australia. It's only 50 cents to get from Brisbane to Gold Coast, an hour away. So you can literally go there every day if you want to. Some people do that, they commute every day, but it's also having that opportunity to experience both cities in one, practically, right?
And
yeah, go ahead.
no, I believe, Marta, not only both cities, but I was living really close to Brisbane and Gold Coast, and I believe it's a unique location where you can enjoy places like Noosa, Sunshine Coast, Byron Bay. So you are really close to those amazing places that maybe they are quite small, and it's better, like you have more study and job opportunities in Gold Coast or Brisbane, but in one day you can just go on a one-day trip and enjoy those beautiful places as well.
100%. Thank you for that. I was just in August, I was there in Brisbane, and I got to visit with Sundays, and it's just amazingly beautiful, stunning. So you're completely right. You'll have the opportunity to explore some of the best beaches and some of the most beautiful nature in Australia by choosing to go to Brisbane and the Gold Coast. So we mentioned lifestyle, average temperatures. We also have rainforests as well. It's one of the largest in the world, subtropical rainforest. But it's also very much a city life. So if you're into dining and entertainment and festivals and markets and shopping, you'll get all of that as well. We are served by 2 international airports, and both Gold Coast and Brisbane are constantly ranked as some of the best student cities in the world, right? So there's also a lot of qualities, and we only have to show the pictures. I mean, this is just beautiful. The Gold Coast blew my mind. And I'll tell you that the most impressive thing is the lifestyle for me. So people at the Gold Coast and Brisbane, it's very, very healthy community, I feel. So literally at 6 a.m., Krizia, perhaps you experience this. You wake up, coffee shops are open, stores are open, people are having coffee, taking a run, surfing at the beach. Everything is clean, everything is beautiful, people are enjoying life, and it's just amazing, especially for me coming, from Latin America, where we don't usually get to experience this freedom. It's very nice to see this culture as well of people making the most of the day, and I think this is something very Australian. You can see this in other cities as well, but it's very impactful for me to experience this at the Gold Coast, and it's just beautiful. But I want to mention something that is unique to Brisbane, and Griffith University is right in the middle of everything that's happening. And I think it's one of the best times to be in Brisbane and to experience and to have the opportunity of being a part of the Olympic Games. Now, this is not only a sporting event. This is going to bring an economic, social, cultural, innovation impact to the state. Of course, Brisbane is the capital, the main city in Queensland, but you're going to also have this effect in surrounding cities or locations like the Gold Coast. So we're talking about an 8 billion impact for Queensland, and this is creating opportunities and jobs. This is creating jobs as of today, not for 2032, but for today. They're estimating that we're close to 300,000 new jobs or new opportunities just because we're hosting the Olympic Games. And of course, you understand this when you see all the projects, all the infrastructures. I was just there on Queen's Wharf. This is a 3.6 billion multi-complex that they built in the center of Brisbane. Amazing, spectacular. So this is the type of things that are happening in Brisbane that are very unique to Brisbane and to Griffith, because Griffith is also part of that committee and it's helping shape the next stage of Brisbane. So we're also very a very diverse campus. So we have multi-locations in both Brisbane and Gold Coast. So we have our Nathan, our Brisbane South campus, our new CBD campus we're very excited about. It's going to be open in 2027. And of course, our Gold Coast campus and our Logan campus, that's more of a community focused and education-based campus. So today I want to focus on our three main campuses. Nathan, as you can see here, beautiful campus. You're literally in the middle of a forest. We were just there, and after our workshop, we were walking and saw a koala with the baby on the back. And this is something that happens. We have completely sustainable green buildings here in this campus as well. And it's just a beautiful experience. But the very interesting thing here is it looks like it's so completely away from civilization and the city, but it's actually only 15 minutes away from the center of Brisbane. So you get to kind of have this adventure, and you go out and you're in class and you're surrounded by nature. If you want to take a look at a tour that we have, you can scan that QR code and it's going to take you to a video, and you can see the full campus on that QR code. So 15 minutes we drive and we're at the center of the city, our CBD South Bank campus. This is where we have our Conservatorium of Music. This is the oldest, very prestigious, 100 years old Conservatorium of Music. This is open to public, so our students are, constantly putting out presentations, exhibitions, musicals, plays to the open public. The Queensland College of Art, where we also have our own exhibition of our students' artwork, and our film school, which is popular by the day. One of the reasons is Queensland is now a very hot spot for Hollywood and other very big, large film productions, but also one of our students, Joey Broom, was the creator of Bluey, which is a worldwide phenomenon. So a lot of our students are looking to follow his steps and do animation with us. So this is some of the reasons. Okay, so how are we tracking with time? Gold Coast, our largest campus, an hour away, remember? As you can see, everything here, it's very big campus. We have sporting facilities, Olympic-sized pools, our aquatic swim club. We have hospitals and clinics. At the Gold Coast, we have what is referred to as the Health Present. So this is an initiative that's part Griffith University, part Gold Coast City, and the state of Queensland. And they're investing millions of dollars here to help us um, um, have advancements in innovation and technology for health. So this is also connected to industry. And of course, it's also connected to our health program. So there's a very strong hub there for health, and also a quantum hub for some of our engineering programs. So it's a very happening campus as well for opportunities. Another important thing about the Gold Coast is if you choose to study and your program allows your campus to be the Gold Coast, you'll have the opportunity to receive an extra year on your postgrad visa, the 485, because you're studying in a city that's outside the big, larger cities as Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, right? So that's another advantage of the Gold Coast. Okay, so quickly, we're going to go through our main programs. We're very well known and very prestigious in the several areas of study. So I'm going to go into detail of some of those. This is like an overall area, slide where we're talking about our top 10 programs, top 50 programs, and top 100. This is in the world. This is rankings according to Times Higher Education, according to Shanghai, and all the prestigious rankings that we follow. Very important to mention that, I think I have it here, that we also have a top 1% business school in the world. So far, our more popular school at Griffith is our business school, and there's a reason for that. So today, we currently hold both an ECIS and an AACSB accreditation, and that puts us in the top 1% of business schools in the world. So additionally from that, and just to mention, we have around 200 different programs, all the way from graduate certificates to bachelor degrees, honors degrees, double degrees, that's through 2 bachelors in 4 or 5 years. We have master degrees, we have research master degrees, we have PhDs, we have doctors of medicine, and a lot of options in these areas for study programs. So as you can see, we do studies in architecture, construction, IT, criminology, education, science, visual arts, music, medicine, humanities, okay? So a lot of options. The idea today is to kind of talk a little bit about our more prestigious programs. Not to say that the other programs that we have are not good. We're just saying this is outstanding programs that we have at Griffith, right? So we're very well known in Australia and in the world for criminology, which has been a growing area for us. And now we also offer, through our Bachelor of Business, a new specialty that's a financial crime major. So this is a $5 billion industry. It's a new industry, and there's a lot of need of professionals in the financial crime and compliance areas. IT, also very strong for us. So if you're looking to do anything around computer science, cybersecurity, data science, we're an excellent option for you. Pharmacy is also a very strong program for us. It's a very strong program. We receive a very good influx of students, especially from Asia, but we're looking to receive students from all parts of the world because of our teaching quality. It's been ranked one of the best programs for pharmacy overall in Australia. Animation, I talked a little bit about this with a Bluey being a worldwide phenomenon. And then nursing is also a very strong program for us. I mentioned a little bit about our health present, and that's one of the reasons we are able to do a lot of research output. And we have a really high standard of teaching in nursing. And our programs include around 800 hours of clinical practice for nursing. So it's a very, very complete program. I wanted to add that here we also do a Master of Nursing Science. So if you already have a nursing degree, you can come and do the master's with us as well. Tourism, very, very high for us as well. They're very well known for tourism in Australia and worldwide. And of course, we're at the beautiful Gold Coast, which is a very important tourism hub, as Chrissy was mentioning. All that area in Australia is very, very known for its beautiful beaches and activities, and Noosa and all these other very nice places that you can go and experience. Also, a sports management specialization through our business and Masters of Business. Arts, cinematic arts, like I was mentioning, there's a huge incentive by the state of Queensland to attract multiple film productions to Queensland. So that's saying, okay, we're going to give you tax, what's the name of this? Tax credits or tax benefits. So if you come and film here at Queensland. So there's a huge growing industry around film. Finance, it's a Triple Crown accreditation program. Music, as I mentioned, is one of the oldest conservatoriums in Australia. So it's also very prestigious. And then we have a double degree where you can do a 3-year architectural design, a bachelor, and then you do a 2-year master of architecture. In 5 years, you'll be able to become part of the board of architectures in Australia and New Zealand. That will give you the opportunity to sign independent architecture, to have your own architecture company, right? So this is a very excellent program for us. Krita, how are we doing with time?
I think we're doing great.
Okay, excellent. So another thing to mention is not only are we offering an excellent academic experience, but we also do really well supporting our students, all sorts of students, right? If it's a very driven academic student, that student that wants to get A's and just get the best grades possible, we'll have somebody there for you. If you're an international student, you'll have service. You'll have somewhere to ask a question or to be guided 24/7, and a dedicated office space where you can go in and ask questions regarding what's everything to do with being an international student in Australia, right? We do really well supporting our athletes as well. If you need some English language enhancement, we can also support you with that. And in fact, we do a lot of output projects. So one of the example is we manage the largest fund in Queensland that's managed by our student. And I was reading the other day that now we are up to $600,000. This is the largest fund that student manage. And basically what the students are doing, they're taking this money and they're investing into the community. And they have this very large project for financial education. So that has a return of 6%. So all the money that's being invested to the community is generating a growth that's important and that's going to make an impact in the state of Queensland. So this is some of the things that we are doing. And then specifically for that student that, okay, look, I'm going to go to Australia, but I would really want to understand how I can succeed professionally. And that's a key thing for everyone, right? A key thing for international students, especially. You're making an investment. You're traveling all the way to Australia. Perhaps you're far away from your family. You need to make this worth it, right? So we want to make sure you have all the tools necessary for you to accomplish that. And one of the ways we do it is we want to know who you are. So the first thing is we're going to understand who you are. We're going to collect data points. We're going to interview you. And then we're going to create a plan that's personalized to you. So it's going to be personalized for your own needs, through your experience, through your purpose, through your connections, through your knowledge. And as you can see here in this image, everything is surrounded by our values: sustainability, social justice, diversity, and recognition and respect of Aboriginal communities, right? So It's a very complete plan, and we do this through our career and development office, where you have professional services to develop your journey, your own kind of journey. Now, and this can start from year one. This is not something you do at the last year. We're going to start thinking about the future and preparing for the 5 years to come. Okay. So this is something that we do really well as well, take you through this journey. We will also connect you with industry through placement, through opportunities, work integrated learning, community internships, clinical placement for the nursing programs, as I was mentioning, global experiences. So you can come in and say, look, I'm doing business, and I want to understand how business operates in Asia. So let me go in and take a semester at Singapore or at, Korea or Japan. And you can also do that and have this very worldwide experience. And as I mentioned, Careers and Employment Service is key for you. And you can even go here to this office and ask about help from even the get-go. Like, look, I've never worked in Australia. I'm looking for a job. I'm new to Griffith. I'm new to Brisbane in Australia. How can I find a job, a part-time job? And we will help you with that as well. So even if you want to find a mentor, if you want to understand how to connect and network, if you want to prepare for an interview, if you want to understand what the rules for work in Australia are, how you are protected as an international student, we can help you with all of that. And we do this as well with our, mentoring program is a very strong thing we offer. So you're able to connect with mentors. And this is key because you can have one-on-ones with people that have, created a career 20, 30 years and have this opportunity to have one-on-ones with this mentor that's going to give you so much knowledge. But then we also connect you with our partners because we're so well known in Brisbane, in Gold Coast. Companies come to us and we already have partnerships in place where we're connecting our students to the companies that are hiring, that are requiring professionals. Another important thing is, okay, we cover professional, but then it's also part of life to know, okay, but I'm gonna go to the university, I'm gonna go and study, I'm gonna go and work, but you're also gonna be able to meet people, to have a cultural exchange, to know about other cultures, to try different foods, to have a lifestyle that's very unique to Brisbane and Gold Coast. And we want to make sure that we are also supporting you, but one, making sure you're feeling well. We have all sorts of services in campus as well. Even if you're feeling a little bit blue and you want to talk to somebody, we can be there for you. We really want to support you in a holistic approach. It's not only academic for us, right? So another thing to remember is when we talk about campus life, of course, we're talking about a multicultural community, having access to social activities. There's always something to do on campus. It's really cool. The last time I was there, we had a job fair, an open job fair where companies came into the campus and they had all different types of stands and students were going in and connecting with these future employers. But there was also a DJ that was playing very cool music and students were having fun. They were playing, some of them were playing beach volleyball. So there's always something to do. We have multiple campuses, as you've seen before in the pictures. You can stay with us or through different accommodation options. And we'll talk a little bit about this in a few minutes. But then you can also engage with us through sports, fitness, social clubs, social spaces. So in the campus, you'll have a bar, you have a restaurant, and you can go in as well and connect with people. There's around 130 different nationalities represented at Griffith. We have around 120 student clubs and societies, and here you can engage with other students in alignment with your own interests, right? So if you're into gaming, if you're into Japanese anime, if you're into chess, you can connect with students that have the same interests as you and make new friends. Remember, community friendship is really important for your success at Griffith. So we also do this with academic student clubs. So if you're part of the business and you're doing the marketing major and you're really into marketing, you can join our Griffith University Association of Marketing. And we have this throughout. We have this for engineering, we have this for aviation, we have this for all sorts of programs. But then you also have the opportunity to do different sports. So if you're not into chess, but you really like playing basketball, there's an opportunity for you to connect with us through there. We also have a very cool initiative where we take international students from all second year to receive our new international students each year. So you will be able to do activities to Griffith mates. They do things like hiking, movie nights. You go down to the beach and you're connecting with other international students that have experienced that same journey that you're just starting. So you'll have this support through Griffith Mates as well. Okay, so we're almost down to the last slides. Investment wise, we have an excellent ratio when it comes to quality and investment. So we're looking at around, most of our programs are going to be around 35 to 41K per year. Remember, in Australia, another huge advantage is bachelor programs are only 3 years. Unless you're doing an honors degree, like an engineering or a double degree, where you're doing a Bachelor of Arts with a Bachelor of Business, then that's going to be 4 to 5 years. Most of our masters are 2 years, some of them 1.5, but most 2 years of studies. And because we're an Australian university, the exchange rate is also very favorable, because when you convert, for example, 39,000 Australian dollars to US, it's quite a different fee when we convert both currencies. So that's another important thing. But I also want to highlight that one of the things Australia offers as well, that it's not a scholarship per se, but Australia is very generous with the amount of time or work you can have while you are studying. So when you are a student, you'll have the opportunity to work part-time, but that's around 24 hours per week that you can work in Australia. That's 48 hours every 2 weeks. But the minimum wage in Australia is one of the highest in the world. So we're looking at $24 per hour. So if you make the numbers, if you add up this, okay, it's 24 hours per week at $24 per hour, and then you multiply that to a month, that's a very good income. It's around $2,000 or more that you're having as an income as a part-time student, okay? And then the other cool thing is when you're off school, when you're off university, if you have 4 months of vacation per year, you will be able to work full time on those 4 months that you're not studying. As an international student, academic year for you, obligatory is 8 months. Usually, some very few programs might ask of you to study the third trimester, but most of them will only demand trimester 1, trimester 2, and you have 4 months off every year. But then once you, yes, right? I think that's the brilliant thing about Australia. And as you can see here in the screen, it's very clear that you have this opportunity. But then when you complete your degree, this is the gold of Australia. You will be able to stay for 2 to 3 years because you study in Australia. And then you can work full time as a professional with a degree in Australia, where minimum wage starts at $60,000 per year, right? So this is where you're getting that investment back. The other good news is we do offer scholarships, and this is an automatic scholarship. So once you present your documents to Go Study. They will make sure everything is correct, everything is ready to go. They will apply for you. You don't have to pay application fee when you're applying through them. And when we evaluate your case for admissions, automatically, if you have a GPA that's equivalent to 4.5 out of 7, and we'll translate this to any country. So if you're in Italy, in Sweden, in Chile, we'll translate this GPA to that academic standing. And if you have that minimum requirement, you'll get a 20% scholarship. Now, this scholarship is per trimester, but you can renew this scholarship all the way to your graduation as long as you're passing your classes and you're enrolling as a full-time student. So it's more than 20% actually, because you can receive in a year 20% plus 20%, that's a 40% discount. Let's say you're doing a master's 2 years, then the next trimester, another 20%, another 20%, that's 80% of tuition fees that you're receiving as a scholarship. So I think this is amazing. Okay. And the scholarship is for both bachelor's and master's. So you can receive a scholarship for both study or programs.
That's an amazing opportunity, Marta, and also that you said like you offer the scholarship straight away. You don't need to demonstrate anything. You don't need to pass an exam. It's automatically.
Exactly. So I think you'll have this information even when you have a unconditional offer, meaning you met all requirements, you'll have this information there. And the payment for your first tuition or tuition fee payment is going to reflect that scholarship automatically. So yes, this is how we do it. It's very practical. So we're aiming that most of our students receive a scholarship, but of course, it's depending on your grades. And then for accommodation option, we offer 3 different options, and Go Study, as Crisia was mentioning, can help you with this, right? If you want to stay with us on campus, you're able to do that. If you want to go in and stay at a private provider close to campus, like Student One, for example, you're able to do that as well. If you want to be placed with a family in Australia, there's an organization and network that connects students with families, and that's another option. It's very important to mention that homestay is usually further away from campus, but some students prefer it, and they have a wonderful experience. I've heard of students staying in touch with their families even 10 years after they graduated. So we do have different options for you. You can see there at each option a monthly average of each option. What's the difference? Of course, it all depends on your lifestyle. It depends if you're sharing a room or sharing an apartment, more than a room, sorry, sharing an apartment or having your own private accommodation. That's going to vary the amount of fee. Also, of course, entertainment and other sorts of fees that you may have in your budget. That's also going to affect your monthly cost of living. We offer 3 different dates for you to commence each year. Most programs, you're going to be able to start in trimester 1. Some programs, majority of them also offer trimester 2 intake. And then a very few small group will also offer trimester 3. So Master of Business, Bachelor of Business, you can start trimester 1, 2, or 3. And other options, you'll also we will also validate that, and you can also validate that with the team. Okay, what's the next available date for me to start? We recommend that you apply 6 months. Like, I think that's a good time. We have students even applying a year before, so you're able to log in your application now for the next intakes to come as well. Okay, so reasons to choose us. I think we cover a lot of that in the presentation, but I want to leave you with our quality and price ratio is one of the best in the region. In Australia, we have international scholarships automatically placed for you. Cost of living is a little bit more accessible than other big cities in Australia. beautiful community, beautiful scenery, like beach lifestyle, subtropical rainforest, a community that promotes physical and mental well-being, the Olympic Games happening and all the growth that's happening in Brisbane, and the opportunities that are not that we cannot compare. It's only happening in Brisbane. Very good rankings worldwide in these specific programs, very close attention to your journey and how we can support you to the next level, and high focus on employability. And overall, Australia has very amazing things. And that's it for me, Kritsi. I think we might have a couple of questions or
Yes.
comments wanted to add.
Yes. Hi, Marta. This is
Hi.
Davide. Well, we have received a few questions at the moment. We have already replied to most of them because they were very specific. But there is a question for you coming from Nad. He would like to know the main advantages of studying a master and a vet. What is the main difference between them?
Well, a master definitely has a higher standing for academic credentials. So when you complete a master degree, your opportunities for the job market are going to be better. And most likely your wage is going to be higher if you complete a master degree. Then the other thing is with the master degree, because it's a 2-year program, you'll have the opportunity to also receive the 485 visa, which will allow you to extend your time in Australia, depending on your age and other factors to review. But if you will have the opportunity to stay 2 to 3 years in Australia. But the main thing I think is that the qualification of a master's student is considered a higher rank in the Australian academic rankings, let's say. But also the job market will be much better for you. You'll have better opportunities for jobs and better wages as well with a master's degree.
Beautiful, Marta. Thank you. We have another question here that says, if you have any age limitations in Griffith.
No, not really. For our programs, we don't have any age limitation. The only thing here to be aware of is that applying to the university is one thing, but then we'll have to apply to get a visa, right? So this is where you might, depending on your case, because I don't know what the specific is, you will have to review your case very carefully. And that's why you can do this through the Go Study advisors. They can look at your profile and tell you honestly if you have a chance of being accepted, not only to Griffith, where we don't have an age limit, but mostly to the visa process.
Yeah, this is really important, that we will check really carefully your profile, your background, your studies, which one is the best course for you, and we will prepare everything to make sure that you are gonna be eligible to apply for the student visa.
Mm-hmm.
We have, someone has raised his hand. DP said, yeah, go ahead. You're mute, sorry for that. If you don't mind, could you please write the question? Yeah, we have another inquiry here. So if you have any specific questions, or you want someone from Go Study to check your case, just send us a message. You could complete the form that we have in our website, and we will check your inquiry. I'm not sure if there's any other questions. Yeah, we have one more question regarding the health things that a foreign may need. I believe maybe your question is related to your visa. So this will depend on your nationality and some other facts. So we can take your specific case.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is
mandatory.
mandatory.
Go ahead, Marta.
Yeah, Yeah, sorry. No, it is mandatory for students to have a insurance provider or an insurance policy in place. And that's going to be part of the requirements to complete your process of admissions at Griffith. And as Crisia was mentioning, they can evaluate and help you connect with the best solution depending on your nationality and other things to consider. But of course, you will have to have an insurance in place before traveling to Australia.
Beautiful, Marta. Regarding the scholarships, if you share the courses that you are interested on, we will send you the prices with the scholarships and all the information. And I believe we are almost running out of time, Marta. So thank you so much for joining us today. It was a really interesting presentation that a lot of information. I believe you explained really well that we are not only speaking about an educational adventure or an educational course. We are speaking about an experience, like you are gonna join a university with the on-site or the campus life, with all the clubs and all the activities that the students could join, that is gonna make the experience unforgettable.
Yes, I agree. That's the whole idea, because at the end, the environment you surround yourself with, it's also part of your success. So we want to make sure you have the best experience possible. And that's the idea of having this presentation and having a few minutes or a good time to talk about not only our programs, but also what you can foresee as your own student journey and your student experience. And it's so great to do this with Go Study Australia, because then everything is complete, right? It's not only the university, but also that support system that is going to help you create this opportunity for yourself.
Thank you, Marta. Davide, would you like to add something?
Well, I think that I would like only to thank everyone for the participation of this to this webinar. It's been amazing for all of us. And please, if you would like to explore something, maybe you would like to contact one of our counselor, please contact us through our website. I've just added our link to the contact us form in the message box. So please contact us there.
Beautiful. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us today. We will share the recording of the webinar. So if you miss the beginning of it, or you need to take the information again, you will receive it. And thank you so much, Marta. We will share all the information with everyone, and hopefully we will see you soon.
Great. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And thank you for the team and all the students that logged in and took the time today to meet Griffith University. We'll see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.